front cracked and warped, and some 20 other buildings, such as Chambers Livery, Thomas Swift's Porterhouse, a barber shop, Gibbons Stage House and Tavern, Benjamin Scribner's Shakespeare Tavern, and a confectionery shop, all lay in ruins. Afterward, many heaped praise on the firemen. The American noted how, in no part of the world is there a body of men of more zeal, intelligence in their calling, or courage than the New York firemen. Former Mayor Philip Hone, who had officiated at the theater's 1826 groundbreaking, came by the following day to look at the site and wrote in his diary, "The conclusion is irresistible that it might have been saved if certain smaller buildings adjoining to it, which were utterly destroyed, had been pulled down in time." Some pointedly criticized the firemen, saying they should have hosed the building more thoroughly before the roof ignited, and called for an inspection of the company's equipment, noting how their elaborately painted engines with the shiny brass hardware seemed to be made more for show than for actual use. The New York Association, a consortium of businessmen, owned the Bowery Theatre. Association members, a who's who of prominent New Yorkers in the 1820s, including Henry Astor and James Alexander Hamilton, Alexander Hamilton's fourth child, met the day after the blaze. They resolved that the theater immediately be rebuilt. Guilford had the site cleared and hired architect Joseph Sierra. Peale's Museum and Gallery of the Fine Arts near City Hall, meanwhile, lost no time immortalizing the fire, commissioning 2 artists to create a mammoth canvas of the scene, which visitors could view for 25 cents. By August 1828, less than 3 months after the fire, workers completed Sierra's redesign, which the press pronounced to be grand and plush. A former Bowery scene painter, Sierra based the new theater on the Temple of Theseus, a sanctuary the Athenians dedicated to the gods Hephaestus and Athena, mythological patrons of the arts and crafts. The New York Mirror wrote that with its faux marble stucco exterior, the structure had a simplicity and grandeur. The marble steps at the entrance led to a portico fronted by 6 Doric columns, and offered access to the theater profuse with ancient Greek motifs. Some 600 gas burners, spaced throughout the house, lit up its crimson-cushioned seats and boxes embossed with golden griffins, eagles, and wreaths. The balconies were gilded, the balustrades made from mahogany. The light blue, white, and golden doors were designed to swing both ways to lessen panic in the event of another fire. The Bowery possessed the largest stage in America, and its proscenium arch was painted to look like Parian marble and sported images of Apollo as well as the muses Thalia and Melpomene. Overhead stretched a dome on which was painted a sweeping scene of a woman scattering flowers. The day of the theater's reopening, Philip Hone, who had served as New York's mayor from 1826 to 1827, and kept a diary that is one of the major chronicles of the period, marveled that the immense edifice has been built in the short span of 86 days. To calm its fire-fearing potential patrons, local architects and builders had put an item in the New York Gazette and General Advertiser, letting all know that they had inspected the building and could certify without hesitation that the materials used for the walls, the roof, the supportive boxes, the gallery, and every other part of the theater rendered the building in all respects perfectly safe. Then, at the grand opening, the popular Shakespearean actor Edwin Forrest, who had debuted at the theater 2 years earlier and whose feud with the British star William Macready would lead to the deadly 1849 Astor Place riot, recited a poem. Afterward, the audience enjoyed a performance of the prolific British playwright Frederick Reynolds' comedy The Dramatist, and the English-born tightrope walker known as Herr Klein, who was scheduled to perform the day of the fire, displayed his amazing elastic cord show. While the city now had 4 playhouses, the Bowery, Park, Chatham, and Lafayette, Frances Trollope, mother of British novelist Anthony Trollope, singled out the Bowery as pretty a theater as I ever entered, perfect as to size and proportion, elegantly decorated.